Hi, I'm Laurie, a transformational holistic practitioner, and I want to thank you again for being here today. So, um, I channel a very large consciousness, stream of consciousness called Megalythicon, which is of a larger consciousness, if we can put it in those terms, of the Emissaries of Light. And I've been channeling for quite a while. Um, It has been bringing me many insights, as if you've been able to look at other videos on this channel, you'll hear a lot of what it has to share with us. And so this is June's monthly insights, and that I'm here to share sort of what's going on this month. But it's kind of relative in the way we think about a box, but there is no box in energy, so to speak. So the information is sort of like to kind of feel a little bit of our way through this particular month, but it is larger than that. It's more broad than that. So the theme for this particular month is about getting the house in order. And so what does that mean? Well, what house? My house? Well, much like the way you clean house, or if you're going to move, you get rid of certain things, you might get something new in. This is a fairly predominant theme for this month, although it has been for quite a while. This is strong this month. And it's a matter of really kind of clearing out the old, making room for new. So I want to think of it more as not new, but more upgrading, more up-leveling our frequencies. And so that means sort of losing what old ways in a way. And I know this is not really anything new, but this is a fairly strong feeling for this particular month. So there will still be highs and lows coming. This is something we're accustomed to, and I almost bring this every month. This is still going on, and we're going to be feeling this for a while as we are sort of what I call zigzagging ourselves into new frequency, or adjusted frequency, I'll say. So there's still a lot of fluctuation in this month, but more toward the end of the month, things may level out some. So this is as what is interesting here too, is that this particular consciousness, Megalythicon, as it speaks, it never says anything about planets or anything of that nature. But in this particular channeling, it tells me that Jupiter is helping us. So as we're sort of fluctuating this month and Jupiter is making its way in, that this is really going to help us transition this month. And so again, one of my favorite sayings is ride the wave of this. So maybe getting in touch, bringing an understanding of what Jupiter really does. I'm not an astrologer. I don't know a lot about this, but what Megalythicon wants to share with us is that it's about expanding, it's about growth, it's about abundance and happiness. And so we're having more opportunity for this more toward the end of the month. So this month, again, up and down and such, but moving, zigzagging toward that goal more toward the end. And so walls are coming down. Now, I don't know how privy to what's going on around us you are, but I will say walls are coming down, they're telling me, this channeling that I'm hearing. And life is changing. So many people I speak to, whether I'm speaking at conferences and they're telling me, gee, I don't know really if things are changing. And I'm hearing, yes, they are changing. But again, as we call it, Rome hasn't been built overnight. This is change, and people take a while to change, and especially the darker energies that are very predominant right now. We have to remember that this is going to take a while to maneuver through us, through the globe. And those that are what I call in charge at this time. But again, walls are starting to come down and life is beginning to change. And now we're really beginning to feel this, and we can see it also. So use your sight, use your senses to really grab a pulse of what's happening. We're also guided to hold light. What does that mean exactly? So there is light that is coming in, and I won't get into that in this particular video, but I am going to do a podcast specifically about photon light. So keep your eye open for it, because that's coming very soon. In the next week or two, I'll be posting that up and sending a letter out about it. So holding light. So light comes in. We know we have light, daylight, comes from the sun, photon light. And this light, it has magnificent charge. We are light. The divine is light. It's all light. There's light in everything, okay? And so we're being asked to hold the light and help others see. So if it means kind of putting, yourself a little bit on the line to share something, a thought or an idea, do it, because we want to bring the light in. This is going to help change and open viewpoints. And that's my next video. I'm talking about viewpoints. So, I'd invite you to watch that if you want to know more information about that. But the being open takes a lot of work to open ourselves. It takes consciousness to actually stop and hear ourselves and know what it is that we're putting out, and also to receive the light, to be conscious in maybe your patterning is this way, but to stop a moment and allow that light to come in, to choose it. So being open and asking the light, intending it to come in, allows us to expand ourselves. And it's a great opportunity right now to do that. There's so much open right now to bring this in. So what I understand is that we're integrating more easily in these days, and what's coming also, this opportunity to bring it in, to become really more aware. We are doing it, actually. And that's a great thing, because globally we really need this. The light needs to be very strong in order to have the effect that we're looking to move into in our evolution. One thing I'm told is that there's actually more news about extraterrestrials, and so keep your eyes open this month, because my understanding is that there's going to be some secrets being divulged. I don't know particularly what they are, and I didn't ask specifically. I may do that, and I may bring a little more information on that, but for now, this is what I'm hearing, and that we may have a visitation. So now, we're always being visited. They're here, they're cloaked, many extraterrestrials. We don't even see them unless they want to present themselves, unless they can come down to our frequency and we can come up high enough to meet them. But there is something coming, that there's going to be a visitation. So stay tuned, we'll see what happens with that. I want to go back a little bit to the light, and I want to talk about DNA and the light connecting to our DNA. So DNA is our software, just like it is in the computer. And when you get up in the morning, or when you look at your computer to check maybe emails or do something on your computer, you wake it up. And it is like this. It's the same with the light coming in, or when you plug your computer in or you turn it on. Energy is transmitted, and so it's transmitted to us also. And so the light is literally awakening our DNA. So I'm going to talk more about this too, but I do want to mention right now that DNA I've been able to see this energetically, and it has markers, and these markers put out communication. Now, we have thousands of markers in the strands of DNA that we have, and there's a lot that is really quiet and some that is illuminated, but there's more that's needed to illuminate in order to bring the light in to where we need to be, and where we choose we want to be. So as this light comes in and it connects, it's waking us up. But as we wake up, just like in the morning when you wake up, you have an opportunity to either get up, go to the bathroom, go get a drink of water, whatever you do, stretch, whatever, put your slippers on. It's a choice. You may not think so much about it, but it is a choice. And so this choice is also in this light. The light comes, but it doesn't make you do something. It makes you be conscious enough that you desire to move and change with it and move toward it. So that we can begin to do more of co-creating with the light. And so when we're making this act or doing this act, we are literally co-creating. So this consciousness asks for us to be very observant, because it's beautiful timing, and it's being in sync with that, so that as you're feeling it, you're reacting to that which you're feeling. So you might say in the past, oh, I'll do it later, or something like that. Well, when you're feeling it, the timing is so important here. So we need to pay attention to timing. And there's so many different examples that I could use, but I'm just going to say this for now. Maybe that's a little food for thought at this moment, to think about timing and how important it really is. Like, when a rose unfurls itself, it has its moment as it opens up. A bottle of wine has its perfect time to open and taste it when it's at its peak. Cheese ages, and there's a timing. So in nature, we realize there is a timing to everything. Sometimes somebody can say something to you and you realize you can either jump and say something, or there's a right time to say it. So that's what I'm talking about. This month, be aware of the timing of things, because it's a beautiful thing to allow it to just come naturally, organically, just as it needs to be. And one last thing I want to mention, as people have been asking, they call in and ask for me to channel about currency. And so one thing I just want to mention, currency, whether it be digital currency or actual money, tangible, or whether you're using a charge card or whatever, even gold, silver, and precious metals, whatever it is, diamonds, this is a currency, so to speak. We put a value to it. Well, our value systems are changing. They're not what they were a few years ago. We are really adjusting here. And so I ask about it every so often because people ask me to channel. And so it's in a flux. Digital currency is in a flux right now. Well, this may not be news. This is, a few weeks old. We saw some things drop in Bitcoin and such. So for some, digital currency is going to fall away, and we are coming into a new type of flow of value. And so the monetary system is going to change also. And if you've listened to some other videos, previously I have heard several years ago that the stock exchange will have a huge crash. and it's going to adjust. And now I know we just went through some time with the stock exchange being down, but that's not what we're talking about here. There's a larger aspect to this coming. And then the Federal Reserve is going to be no longer. So this is going to really change our currency. And this is coming, but they are telling me that the digital currency is still in flux and that some will be falling away. So eventually, what I hear and what I've actually had vision of is that we are coming into a one world currency or system, monetary system. This is not tomorrow. It's going to take some time to get there, but we are heading that direction, even if it doesn't look like it right now. It is to come. So that's what I've heard for June. There are snippets that are important to bring out that I've also heard, and I will be doing some more video about this very, very shortly. Important points that that I need to spend a little time sharing information about. And well, anyway, I just want to thank you for being here with me today. I just want to mention one little point is that I am doing a retreat in Mount Shasta, September 9th through 11th. And if you are looking for change in your life, this is going to offer that opportunity. So I am bringing all of the guidance that I work with, many different species and interdimensionals, and that will be coming. We will be doing sacred ceremonies, some shamanic journeying. There are portals to explore. We're going to be visiting the pyramid that is up there, many different aspects of this 3-day retreat. So there is so much that we will take away with us. And what I'd like to say is we will never be the same again. So if you're looking for something really different and looking to up-level and illuminate more, I hope you'll join us. You can find my information at the bottom here, and you can go to my website at WellnessWithin.net and find the information there under retreats. So for now, thanks for joining me again. I hope you'll stay tuned for more. And please, if you enjoy this, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and also a comment on whether, the information is helpful for you. If you'd like to hear some information about something specific, I'm happy to take those requests and ask my guidance. Especially Megalythicon, but I also hear from the light beings who speak the language of light to me, and then I can translate. So let me know what you are looking for and what you desire to know more about. So for now, thanks again. See you real soon, and keep your light shining.